Alright, let's talk about something crucial in The King is Watching. And no, it's not just the goblins trying to wreck your kingdom every 5 minutes. I'm talking about the kings. Yeah, the ones literally watching over everything you do. The king you choose at the start isn't just a fancy figurehead with a shiny crown. He's the heart of your strategy, the soul of your defenses, and honestly, the reason you either survive wave 15 or completely collapse in a goblin-filled disaster. Now, here's the wild part. There are only 7 kings in the whole game. That's it, just 7. Compared to the massive lineup of nearly 30 advisors, that might not sound like much. But don't let the numbers fool you. Each king brings a completely different vibe to your kingdom, with unique abilities that can totally change how you play. Some of them are absolute lifesavers, while others, well, let's just say they look great on a throne, but maybe not so much on the battlefield. So today, we're diving into each of these royal rulers and figuring out which ones truly deserve the crown. I'm quickly moving on to the video, and I'm ranking kings in The King is Watching. Before we start, if you enjoy these types of list videos, don't forget to like the video and subscribe. Enjoy watching! The kings in this tier are in order from top left to bottom right. Spellis and Saladin. Ever rolled the dice and ended up with glitter or garbage? That pretty much sums up the B-tier kings in The King is Watching. These monarchs are like that one friend who's either bringing cupcakes to game night or accidentally setting your microwave on fire. Let's talk about 2 of them that walk this fine line between brilliance and disaster. Spellis and Saladin. Let's start with Spellis, the wizard king who loves a little mystery in his magic. His abilities, conjure simple spell, conjure powerful spell, and self-improvement, sound amazing on paper. But here's the twist. You never know what spell you're gonna get. One round you're nuking goblins off the map with a fiery explosion, the next you're casting a slightly shinier torch spell. When Spellis works, he really works. But if the spell roulette spins the wrong way, he becomes more of a glorified fireworks technician than a kingdom-saving sorcerer. Then there's Saladin, our trusty tactician who loves to play the unit lottery. His abilities, Blueprint, Summon Standard Unit, and Summon Strong Unit make him sound like a dream general. But just like Spellis, Saladin doesn't let you decide what you're pulling out of the magical military vending machine. Sometimes it's a high-powered unit that wipes out enemies in seconds. Sometimes it's a guy with a stick and a dream. And while his blueprint ability can grant valuable upgrades, it's also a gamble. Sometimes you're handed pure gold, other times you're stuck with a map to nowhere. The real challenge with both of these kings is consistency, or rather, the total lack of it. Their effectiveness isn't just based on skill or strategy, but sheer luck. You can play everything perfectly, make all the right moves, and still end up with abilities that just don't click in that moment. That makes them exciting, sure, but also incredibly frustrating when the stakes are high. So yeah, Spellis and Saladin can absolutely shine under the right conditions. They've got potential bursting at the seams. But because you never really know what you're gonna get when you pick them, they're stuck here in the B tier. Not bad, definitely not bad. But maybe think twice before you crown them king when you're chasing that flawless victory run. The kings in this tier are in order from top left to bottom right. Brezhnev, Leo the Wise, and Alucard. Sometimes you don't need a god tier king to win. You just need someone solid, reliable, and not likely to explode your plans with random nonsense. That's where the A tier kings come in. These rulers may not have the flash and drama of S tier royalty, but they've still got enough firepower and strategy to handle even the nastiest goblin ambushes. Let's take a stroll through the court of The King is Watching and meet Brezhnev, Leo the Wise, and Alucard. 3 kings who definitely earn their crowns. Let's talk about Brezhnev, a king who probably skipped the economics lectures but aced all the military strategy classes. His abilities, heal, aggro, and persuasion, focus on squeezing every ounce of value out of your troops. He doesn't bother generating extra resources, he just takes what he has and maximizes it. Need your units to take the heat off your buildings? He's got aggro. Need to keep them alive just a little longer? Heal says hello. Persuasion is the real wild card, letting him turn enemies into friends, or at least into meat shields for the front line. He's not flashy, but he gets the job done, and sometimes that's all you need. Now, Leo. The Wise is a different flavor of strategic. Think of him as the slow-burning candle. Not much at first, but once he gets going, he lights up the whole room. His abilities, Blueprint, Sacrifice, Extra Draft, and Refinement, are all about long-term growth. He's not the guy for quick, explosive matches. Instead, he ramps up as the match progresses, with morale scaling that turns him into a late-game powerhouse. His extra draft ability helps you bulk up your army when you need it, and refinement lets you upgrade what you already have. Yes, he needs a well-constructed build to shine, but give him the right pieces, and he'll reward you big time. If Leo's the late-game strategist and Brezhnev is the frontline commander, then Alucard is the spooky wildcard with a necromantic flair. His abilities, Second Life, A Better You, and Forbidden Techniques make him the king of undead synergy. Got a bunch of skeletons falling in battle? No problem. Second Life gives them another chance. A Better You ensures those reanimated troops come back stronger, not just shambling weaklings. And Forbidden Techniques? That's the dark magic cherry on top, offering buffs and effects that make undead units downright terrifying. He's not ideal for every build, but if you're leaning into the whole death is only the beginning philosophy, Alucard is your go-to monarch. What sets these three kings apart from the rest is that they don't rely on random chance to be good. They're not flipping a coin every time you click a button. They've got defined strengths and consistent tools. You know what you're signing up for when you pick them, and that kind of reliability is golden in a game where chaos is always lurking around the corner. Sure, they don't quite reach the insane potential of S-tier kings, but they're no slouches either. You can take them into harder difficulties and still hold your own, assuming you play to their strengths. They reward smart planning, adaptive builds, and understanding the flow of a match, which, let's be honest, feels way better than winning just because you rolled a lucky spell. So the next time you're stuck picking a king and you want someone with less randomness and more strategy, look no further than this trio. Whether you're reanimating skeletons, outlasting your enemies, or pulling off clever tactical plays, the A-tier kings will never let you down, at least not without a good reason. And hey, even if they're not top tier, they've got style, especially Alucard. I mean, undead royalty with dramatic flair? That's peak fantasy fashion. The kings in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Baldwin and Leonid. If you ever feel like the game is bullying you, and you just want a king who says, "Don't worry, I've got this," then the S-tier kings are your royal saviors. These guys are the elite, the best of the best, the types of rulers that make even the toughest goblin invasions look like mildly inconvenient neighborhood drama. Whether you're just dipping your toes into higher difficulties or trying to speedrun your way to victory, Baldwin and Leonid have your back. And they don't even ask for a thank you. Well, Baldwin might ask for tribute, but that's beside the point. Let's start with Baldwin, the definition of balanced greatness. His abilities, raise militia, boost production, and request tribute, make him a powerhouse from the very beginning. He gives you free troops early on, which means you can defend yourself and push out into the world without worrying about draining your resources. But here's the kicker. He doesn't just help you survive early, he helps you thrive. Boost production stacks beautifully with an economic build, and request tribute is like having a sugar daddy made of gold and lumber. Baldwin isn't just strong, he's smooth. Everything flows together, and that means less panicking and more winning. Then there's Leonid, the tanky overlord who decided that mortality is optional. His abilities, boost unit HP, unlimited gaze, and unlimited wrath, are all about turning your army into an unkillable wall of doom. If you've ever wanted your troops to survive just long enough to wipe out an entire enemy wave without breaking a sweat, Leonid is your guy. He pairs especially well with support units like healing mages or structures like hospitals. Once that synergy kicks in, your soldiers don't just fight, they endure. And the longer they endure, the more damage they return. It's like training your own squad of mini-bosses. What really makes both of these kings top tier is that they aren't limited by specific builds or gimmicks. They slot neatly into almost any strategy, whether you're going for a rush, a resource boom, or a slow, unbreakable advance. You don't have to roll the dice and pray for a good outcome. These kings guarantee results with proper play. They're consistent, powerful, and incredibly forgiving if you make a mistake or two along the way. And that's what makes them so great for tackling tougher difficulties. When the game gets harder and the pressure ramps up, you don't want surprises. You want reliability. Baldwin gives you control of the economy. Leonid gives you control of the battlefield. Together, they represent two sides of the same royal coin. One that says, you're not just surviving this wave, you're dominating it. So if you're ever unsure who to crown, just go S tier and sleep easy. These kings know what they're doing. And by the time your enemies realize it, it's already too late. The video ends here. See you in another video. Don't forget to subscribe.